Every day, just by this movie, every day there's more news about the case between Ripple and the SEC. The best part is that XRP Ripple's future has never looked better. No question about it, XRP will win the case. This is the best sign ever for going up. The price of XRP Ripple coin could go as high as $11,898.00 after the win, according to experts. That's pretty cool, right? Let us do it one step at a time. Be aware that XRP has long been compared to one of the most well-known legal shows, the fight between Ripple and the SEC. This case told the story of XRP for years. The market moved with every court decision and new law. A court win was seen by many as the key to the token's full potential, but well-known crypto lawyer Bill Morgan says that view is no longer valid. A few days ago, he wrote on X that the case between Ripple and the SEC doesn't affect the price of XRP anymore. He says that the market has taken in the change over the past 18 months. XRP success hasn't changed much in response to changes in the law, whether they are good or bad, but big events in court haven't really changed the long-term price direction of the token. Morgan's conclusion is shocking, but it is based in facts. He says that even though Ripple won a few big cases, the price of XRP stayed mostly tied to changes in the market as a whole. People used to be very interested in courtroom entertainment, but now it's not as interesting. The confusion in the law that once XRP has been priced in for the most part, investors have moved on to other projects. Now that the excitement has worn off, our attention has now moved on to something much bigger, the possible approval of an exchange-traded fund for spot XRP. Now things start to get interesting. ETFs are a type of financial tool that turns an asset like XRP into a controlled product that you can buy on stock markets. Picture a fruit basket. Instead of getting each one, if you want apples or oranges, you buy the whole box. In the crypto world, this means getting a piece of a token like XRP without having to deal with crypto exchanges, wallets, or private keys. ETFs are also a way for big investors, people who are in charge of billions of dollars, to get into the market while they wait for safer, more regulated ways to do so. When Bitcoin spot ETFs were approved in early 2024, the price went through the roof. Asset managers and other big players put, billions of dollars into these goods. Analysts think XRP could go in the same direction, especially since the SEC just released. The new rules make it easier to understand how to disclose crypto spot ETFs, including those that might use XRP. Steph, a well-known crypto voice, talked about this change on X, pointing out that clear rules could be making it easier for XRP-focused ETFs to become available. The XRP community is feeling more hopeful because of this chance. If institutions can buy XRP through a regulated ETF, the way demand works could change quickly. No longer just a tiny piece of paper stuck in the pool of Bitcoin, or the same old 4-year cycles. XRP could start to move in the direction it was always meant to go. Useful. That's the main point Verson, who is known as the black swan capitalist in the crypto world, made. He said in a tweet that XRP's price will stay low as long as it is linked to Bitcoin and the instability of the traditional market. As soon as the rules are broken, though, XRP will rise on its own based on what it does, not on hype or big trends. Lawyers were all over XRP for years. Every turn in the case between Ripple and the SEC caused prices to rise or fall. The market has grown up, though. Investors don't seem to care as much about news from it's less about the courtroom and more about whether XRP is building the foundations it needs to be a real asset in global banking. That change is clear from the interest in ETFs. Big companies like G-Scale and Franklin Templeton are said to be interested in using XRP in upcoming products. This shows that people are hopeful that the SEC will eventually approve the project. The change from legal speculation to regulatory success is clear. They have gone from hype cycles to real-world integration. Bill Morgan's thought really gets it. Courtrooms no longer decide how much XRP is worth. Now it's about getting big money through. It will be more than just news if a spot XRP ETF is approved. It could be the start of a new era for XRP as it separates itself from the rest of the crypto market. Lawsuits, but by how useful and widely used it is, right? But that's not all. Let's look at what crypto experts have to say about the future of XRP. Are you sure the lawsuit was the big story? You're about to be shocked. There are a lot of new forecasts, ETF, whispers, and changes at the top that could make everything different. Let's break it down. So, tweets from well-known people in the XRP community have filled timelines with a growing sense of conviction. The simple but strong words of we are so early. People who think XRP's journey hasn't even started say, we are so early, over and over again. It's not just hype to believe that. Firms like Valhill Capital are making more thorough and data-driven predictions that back it up. Their model for value in XRP is now one of the most talked about in the space. Valhill thinks that XRP could hit $4,813.00 by 2030 using the AY and Remishnik model. In aggressive adoption scenarios, the price could go as high as $9,000.00. These numbers sound crazy at first glance. How could a token that's worth a lot less than $1 today go up to thousands of dollars? Valhill's model, on the other hand, doesn't use standard market indicators like trading numbers or short-term speculation, but it sees XRP as something much bigger, a way to settle financial transactions and a way to store value around the world. If a lot of people use XRP for foreign trade, especially in high value fields like banking and institutional finance, the way the money is supplied starts to change. More people and businesses would hold on to XRP instead of trading it, which would reduce the amount that is available for use. When you add in rising demand around the world, you have a feedback process that drives up value. Valhill is using a conservative set of estimates, such as a 5-year window for adoption, a steady supply of 56.55 billion XRP and a discount rate of 10%. Still, even with these lower hopes, the estimates prescribe growth that goes up and up. If XRP only handles 10% of all daily transactions around the world, the $4,813.00 price point is a good guess. If the world's market is only $100 trillion, 0 cents, the model comes in at $98, 0 cents per XRP. And if XRP can really handle 1 quadrillion in world settlement, then the value of $9,000, 0 cents per token might not be so far-fetched after all. People who are new to the XRP movement agree with this way of thought. Think about tweets like Zach Rector's claim that XRP is gaining 10x momentum, or Echo's shocking claim that XRP will turn Bitcoin over. Many people from the outside might think that's impossible or even funny, but if XRP does its job as a utility-driven bridge asset that is connected to the pipes of global finance, it won't be Bitcoin's replacement as a source of value. Cross-border liquidity, central bank settlement layers, and real-time asset exchange are all things that need to be done in a completely different way. XRP Dragon says it straight out. XRP will hit $500, 0 cents. The pump is on its way. Hold on tight and get ready. Without a doubt, the most extreme forecast. So this is not what Crypto Geeks said when they said that XRP would cost $11,898, 0 cents. That's probably too far to reach, even for the most optimistic experts. But that's what's so interesting about this time in crypto. Now is a time when institutional doors are slowly opening.